welcome to Finance Conversations. This is the 57th episode of the Merging Life and Money Show, and I am super excited to be here today. For those of you who do not know me, I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I help professional women bridge the gap between life and money by teaching them the relevant skills and knowledge they need to take control of their money, manage their finances, and understand that they can live their best life with the money they have. Thank you for joining in today. And if you are watching the replay, make sure to type #replay in the chat and leave me some comments and questions. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. I come to you live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to share valuable information about how to achieve financial wellness and live your life with means and meanings. So, as you may know, the main objective of the Merging Life and Money Show and my very, very strong why is to empower as many women as I can by sharing what I know about money and finance so that they can live their best life with the money they have. So today, I will be talking about the top money mistakes professional women tend to make and how to fix them. So grab a pen and a notebook, as you might want to take some notes to share and discuss with family members, friends, colleagues, whomever you want, because it is about sharing values that could benefit others. So if you have any question whatsoever, make sure to type them in the chat. And if you want to talk to me directly, I will share my contact information a little later in the show. This show let me say that it might run a little bit over 30 minutes today. So let us start. Today is March 31st, right? The last day of Women History Month, a month set aside to celebrate women's contribution to history, culture, and society, right? And I would like to focus on how women can empower themselves by recognizing their weakness and working to improve them so they can continue to be a role model for society. So I will focus on what I would say common mistakes that women make and how to fix them. So the one that I selected to talk about are: 1, underestimating the power of their money attitude; 2, not having a budget or financial plan; 3, not negotiating their salary; 3, not investing enough or not investing at all; and overspending on their children. Let's look at the first point. For today's show, professional women tend to underestimate the power of their money attitude. That's a fact. One of the biggest obstacles to financial success for professional women is not being aware, I should say, of their limiting beliefs and their money scripts. So, what are money scripts, you might ask? Well, a money script is a set of subconscious beliefs that we have about money. And these beliefs actually affect our behavior and our decision when it comes to money. So everyone, believe me, has money scripts. But they can be different depending on our culture, background, religion, overall in our circle of influence. So how often have you heard things like, you shouldn't be talking about money, it's rude, it's impolite, or money is the key to happiness? So this type of script can prevent you from making sound financial decisions and achieving your financial goals, as they can dictate everything from how you view money to how you handle it on a day-to-day basis. I will also add that all too often, these scripts are completely subconscious, which means that you may not even be aware of the ways in which they are limiting your decisions and your beliefs, right? So fortunately, there are ways to overcome this issue and fix it. So to overcome this problem, professional women need to take the time to explore their money scripts and identify the limiting beliefs that are holding them back. So once these beliefs have been identified, it will be much easier to start working on changing them. Okay, one way to do this is by working with a financial coach or a financial mentor, right? And they will be able to help you develop a money mindset that will help you identify and overcome your limiting beliefs. And also, they will help you achieve your financial goals. So if you're unable to work with a financial coach or a financial mentor, there are other ways to change your money mindset. Okay, one way is to read relevant books or articles about money mindset. There are also lots of podcasts and video and books that can help you develop a healthier money mindset. The most important thing is to be willing to change your beliefs and scripts, right? So if you are not happy with your financial situation, start by changing your mindset. It will be a changing process, certainly, but it is well worth it in the end. Now, let's look at the second mistake I identified. Not having a budget for, not having a budget or a financial plan. So as you know, budgeting and financial planning are essential for maintaining a healthy financial life. Yet, according to a recent study, nearly 60% of professional women do not have a budget or financial plan. Therefore, they are not being proactive about their finances, right? So this is maybe a surprising statistic. It is for me anyway, given that women have made such significant strides in the workforce in recent years. So I will say that this can be a major problem because without a budget, it is difficult to track expenses and make informed decisions about how to allocate your financial resources. Okay, this can easily lead to overspending, to credit card debt, and to all kinds of other financial issues. Okay, so as I understand it, this lack of financial planning can be attributed to a number of factors. So let's explore them. Some professional women may be making enough money to cover their expenses and feel like, hey, they don't need to track their spending, right? Some may feel that budgeting is time-consuming and cumbersome, and they do not have the time or the energy to put towards it. Others may be uncomfortable talking about money and finances, which can make budgeting and financial planning seem daunting. And some professional women may feel like they lack the necessary knowledge and think as well that they have so little money left after taking care of major bills that it is of no use to have a budget. Basically, they may think that you must have or earn a reasonable amount of money to justify having a budget. And lastly, they may feel overwhelmed by financial planning and not being sure of where to start. So while these factors are valid ones, okay, it appears, however, that the most common reason is simply that women do not always see themselves as responsible for the household finances, period. I will add that such an attitude can be damaging because it can lead to severe financial problems down the road. At the end of the day, whatever the reason, it is clear that professional women need to be more proactive about their finances. And fortunately, there are many ways to overcome these hurdles and create a sound financial plan. The first step in overcoming this problem is to educate yourself and develop a basic understanding about budgeting, personal finance, and investing. Nowadays, there are a number of excellent resources available, both online and offline. So once you have a solid understanding of the basics, you can begin to create your own budget, one that fits your unique needs and circumstances. Trust me on this. It will require some trial and error, okay? And eventually, you will be able to tell your money where to go instead of finding out where it went. And finally, you should review your budget or financial plan regularly and make necessary adjustment as your circumstances change. Now, if you try these 3 tips and you are not successful, I would say that your next step would be to hire a financial coach or a financial mentor that can help you control your money and help you create a life you want and deserve. As I see it, with careful planning and guidance, you can secure your financial future and build a strong foundation for yourself. Now, so I will end the second point by saying that as professional women, we are often hustling and grinding away at our careers. We pour our blood, sweat, and tears into our work in order to succeed. However, there is one area where we may be falling short, and that is budgeting and financial planning. This can definitely be a problem when it comes to retirement, as well as unexpected expenses such as medical bills or home repairs. So I came to the conclusion that one of the main reasons women do not budget is because they don't think they need to. They believe that their job will always provide for them and that they will never have to worry about money. However, as we know, this is not the case. Job security is never guaranteed. And even the most successful women can find themselves in difficult financial situations. So, budgeting and planning for the future are essential for all women, regardless of their profession. Which takes me to the third mistake and point that I want to address today in today's show. Professional women tend to not negotiate their salary. Negotiating salary can be a tricky business. I got it. And is often fraught with emotion and anxiety, especially for professional women. Studies have shown, however, that women are less likely than men to negotiate their salary when they start a new job. And there are a number of reasons why this may be the case. For instance, women are taught from a young age to be polite and accommodating, while, let's face it, right, salary negotiation require assertiveness, right? Women tend to underestimate their worth, both in salary negotiations and in the workforce more generally. This is often due to imposter syndrome or the feeling that one is not qualified for the position. Women may be more likely to internalize feelings of guilt or shame about asking for more money, fearing that they will be seen as greedy or entitled, and as a result, damage their relationship with their potential employers. Women also tend to shy away from salary negotiations, assuming that they will be automatically compensated fairly. Big mistake. Okay? You got to speak for yourself and stand for yourself. Finally, women may lack the necessary role models or mentors to show them how to negotiate salary effectively. So whatever the reason, the end result is the same, okay? Professional women are less likely to ask for raises or negotiate higher salaries, and they end up settling for lower salaries than their male counterparts. This is particularly true for women in male-dominated fields, right? Where they may feel pressure to conform to traditional gender roles. This is a problem because it can lead to gender-based pay disparities as we know it. Fortunately, there are some things professional women can do to overcome this problem. First, it is important to understand your own worth and what you bring to the table. It is also important to do your research and know what salary you should be earning for the position you are applying for. This will give you a starting point for negotiations. Second, don't be afraid to ask for what you want, right? And lastly, it can be helpful to practice negotiating in other areas of your life so that you feel more confident when it comes times to discuss salary with potential employers. I will conclude this third point by saying that, as a matter of fact, for many professional women, the idea of negotiating their salaries can be intimidating and even daunting. So they should view salary negotiation as an essential part of their job search. So do not be intimidated. This is part of the process. Now, common mistake number 4, professional women do not invest enough money or do not invest at all. So you've worked hard to become a successful professional woman, but when it comes to investing, you are not sure where to start. Don't worry, you are not alone. Many women don't invest as much as they should, period. In fact, statistics show that the lack of investment is a problem for professional women. They do not invest enough money or do not invest at all. According to Fidelity's 2021 Woman and Investing Study, only 33% of women actually see themselves as investors, and only 42% feel confident in their ability to save for future milestones like retirement. That's why it is so important for professional women to start investing now. So why are so many professional women not investing enough or not investing at all? Well, they don't because they often lack the confidence or knowledge to get started. They don't because they feel uncomfortable with the investment process. They don't because they may feel like they don't have enough money to invest. They may lack confidence in their ability to make investment decisions, or they may simply be unaware of the potential benefits of investing, right? They may potentially lack confidence in their ability to pick winning stocks, or they may be worried about taking on too much risks. In my humble opinion, regardless of the reason, right? Professional women need to overcome this problem and start investing for their future, because investing is one of the best ways to grow their money over time. Even small investment can grow to become a significant source of income. In addition, the lack of investment can also lead to an increased reliance on debt, as well as a lack of financial security in retirement. Fortunately, there are a few things professional women can do to overcome this problem and start investing. The first step is to educate themselves about the basics of investing. Okay, there are many resources available online and offline, as I mentioned, for the other mistakes: blogs, books, articles, you name it. you can find them. Once they have a solid understanding on the basics of investing, they can start to build a portfolio that meets their financial goals. They can start small by putting aside a little bit of money each month. And if they are still uncomfortable with the process of investing, they can seek out the advice of a financial professional who actually can help them develop a customized investment plan. By taking these steps, professional women can begin to build their investment portfolios and secure their financial future. Okay. And by the way, there is no perfect time to start investing. So start now if you have not done so. I will conclude this fourth point by stating that one of the most important reasons, in my opinion, that most women are less likely to invest is that they simply don't always have much money to invest. As you know, over the course of their professional life, women face numerous obstacles that to their earning potential. Okay, from childbearing and childbearing, which implies lack of paid maternity leave, for example, and the gender pay gap, to the lack of affordable childcare. As a result, they often have less money to save and invest for the future. So, given these realities, right, it is clear that professional women need to find creative ways to overcome the lack of investment. And one immediate solution is to take advantage of their employer-sponsored retirement plans, which can help women save for the future. Okay, over to the last common mistake that I would like to address today. Okay, this one is that professional women tend to overspend on their children. Okay, I will start by saying guilty as charged, been there, done that, and can now talk about it with authority. Okay. Children are a worthy investment. Don't get me wrong. While they bring you joy and laughter and unconditional love into our lives, they are also a huge financial responsibility from the moment they are born. And as they grow older, they require additional expenses for education, extracurricular activities, and of course, entertainment, right? No wonder that children are one of the leading causes of financial stress for parents. Okay, for professional women, the pressure to provide their children with the best of everything can be especially intense. With successful careers come higher incomes and greater expectations. Often, professional women feel that they must overspend on their children in order to give them every advantage in life. That's a fact. My take on that is that there are a number of reasons why this problem exists. And it is a problem. One of the main reasons professional women overspend on their children is because they feel a lot of pressure to provide for them. That's the nature of being a mother. This pressure can come from a number of places, including their own families, their friends, and even society as a whole. Women are often seen as the primary caregivers in our society. So they feel a lot of pressure to make sure that their children have everything they need. Okay, another reason professional women overspend on their children is because they want to give them the best possible life. Okay, this often means spending a lot of money on things like private schools, luxurious vacation, you name it. While there is nothing wrong with wanting to give your children a good life, it is important to remember that you don't need to spend a lot of money to do so. In other cases, it may be a way of compensating for the fact that they are not able to spend as much time with their children as they would like. Whatever the reason, overspending on children can have serious consequences, okay? It can lead to financial problems as well as resentment and conflict with the family. So if you find yourself overspending on your children, it is important to take a step back and reassess your priorities. Remember that your children will not always be children, and that they will need your love and support more than material possessions. All I can say is that, fortunately, there are a few things that professional women can do to avoid overspending on their children. The first step is to be honest with yourself about why you are overspending. Are you really doing it to provide for your children, or are you doing it because you want to impress others? Once you figure out the root of the problem, then you can start to look for solutions. One solution is to set a budget and stick to it. Okay? This may be difficult at first, but it is important to remember that you are not the only one who is trying to save money. Okay? Also, there are a lot of resources out here, I'm repeating that again, that can help you, including books, online budgeting tools, I'm hearing my phone, online budgeting tools and personal finance blogs and articles. Another solution is to think about what your children really need. A lot of times we overspend on our children because we think that they need something when in reality they don't. Okay? And finally, it is important to remember that you don't need to spend a lot of money to give your children a good life. There are a lot of affordable activities that you can do with your kids, like going for walks, playing outside, and reading together, for example. Okay, so I will end this last point by stating that according to a recent study, professional women are more likely to overspend on their children than any other groups. The study, which was conducted by the University of Bristol in England, found that children of professional women are more likely to be enrolled in private schools and are most likely to receive expensive gifts. Okay. Also, the researchers believe that this is due to the fact that professional women feel pressure to provide their children with the best possible opportunities. So in a society where success is often measured by material possessions, professional women may feel like they have to overspend in order to give their children a leg up. Personally, I think that nothing is wrong with that. Only if you can afford it. However, it is important to remember that children do not need expensive things in order to have a happy and successful life. And that there are many ways, again, that you could show your love without breaking the bank. Okay, so I'm going to wind down some and summarize what I talked about today. I talked about common mistakes that professional women and women in general make and how to fix them. I focus on just 5 of them. Underestimating the power of their money attitude, not having a budget or financial plan, not negotiating their salaries, not investing enough or not investing at all, and lastly, overspending on their children. Now, my reflection on the subject matter. As I see it, women make a lot of money mistakes, and I only touch on 5 of them. But by being mindful of this mistake and taking steps to correct them, women can gain control over their finances and set themselves up for a bright financial future. So take the time to learn about personal finance, invest in your future, and be mindful of your spending habits. And you will be on your way to financial success. Now, tell me, what money mistake have you been making and how will you fix it? Let me know in the comments. As you know, I like to end the show with a quote, and today I am quoting myself, and it reads, "People often do not realize that the power of their money attitude can greatly impact their financial future." This brings us to the end of today's Merging Life and Money episode, and let me share my contact information. In fact, I am going to show a banner that has my information, and I will let it run for the rest of the show. So you can email me at mj@marijocesar.com or by sending me a DM via Messenger. So I hope you have enjoyed today's show, and I will encourage you to watch the replay. Okay? So for more information about how to achieve financial wellness from the inside out and live a purposeful life with the money you have, join me next week, Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Mountain time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Atlantic time for my Bermuda peeps, 10 a.m. Friday, Brisbane, Australia time for my Australian friends. Thank you for being here today on the Merging Life and Money Show. I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I will be back again next week. Until then, continue merging life and money. Bye for now.